The Medieval Ages: Castles, Knights, Kings, Peasants, and Plagues. It's a time often remembered as dark and brutal, but also as the age of chivalry, cathedrals, and cultural rebirth. So, what really happened during the Middle Ages? Let's break it down. The Medieval Ages, also called the Middle Ages, stretched roughly from the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE to the start of the Renaissance around 1500 CE. That's about 1,000 years of history, divided into Early Middle Ages, the so-called Dark Ages, High Middle Ages, and Late Middle Ages. After Rome collapsed, Europe was fragmented. Kingdoms rose and fell, and without a strong central power, life was unstable. Literacy declined, trade slowed, and much knowledge was lost, hence the nickname Dark Ages. But it wasn't all darkness. Christianity spread widely, monasteries preserved ancient texts, and new kingdoms, like the Franks under Charlemagne, brought some stability. By the year 1000, Europe was changing. Agriculture improved with new tools like the heavy plow and the horse collar, leading to population growth. Towns expanded, and trade routes connected Europe with the Middle East and Asia. This was also the age of feudalism, a system where kings granted land to nobles, nobles relied on knights for military service, and peasants worked the land in exchange for protection. It was a pyramid of loyalty, but also a cycle of inequality. Meanwhile, magnificent cathedrals rose across Europe, and universities were founded. This period saw crusades, pilgrimages, and growing contact with the wider world. The 1300s and 1400s brought both triumph and tragedy. On one hand, thinkers, artists, and inventors began paving the way for the Renaissance. On the other, Europe faced devastating crises. The Black Death wiped out up to 1/3 of Europe's population. The 100 Years' War between England and France dragged on for generations. Famines and peasant revolts shook the social order. Yet, out of this turmoil came transformation. Old systems like feudalism began to crumble, and new ideas about science, politics, and art spread. By the 15th century, the Middle Ages were giving way to something new. The fall of Constantinople in 1453, the rise of powerful monarchies, and the spark of the Renaissance marked the dawn of the modern age. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the medieval ages, let me know what part of history I should cover next. And if you are still here, like and subscribe.